The ghost goal rule change. Frank Lampard's shot was so far over the line, even Neuer stopped pretending it wasn't. The ball hit the bar, bounced 44 centimeters past the line, then spun out like it was embarrassed for the officials. The ref missed it, the linesman missed it, and the only people who saw it were the millions watching from their sofas. England lost 4-1, which honestly would have happened anyway, but that's not the point. FIFA got roasted so hard they approved goal line technology within 2 years. By 2018, we had VAR, giving us new things to complain about like armpit offsides and 4-minute waits to celebrate a goal. But at least the ball crossing the line became an objective fact instead of a philosophical debate. The back pass ban. Italia '90 was supposed to be a global showcase of beautiful football. Instead, it showcased goalkeepers bouncing balls on their gloves like they were auditioning for the circus. The tournament had the lowest goals per game average in World Cup history and more defensive standoffs than a Cold War documentary. Keepers would roll it to defenders who'd pass it back, and this thrilling sequence would repeat until viewers fell asleep or changed channels. The tournament drew record TV audiences who witnessed record levels of time wasting. It was so boring that IFAB banned keepers from handling deliberate back passes in 1992. Overnight, every goalkeeper had to learn how to actually use their feet, creating the modern sweeper keeper and approximately 10,000 compilation videos of keeper fails. The coin toss catastrophe. The 1968 European Championship semifinal between Italy and Soviet Union ended 0-0 after 120 minutes. Instead of penalties, which didn't exist yet, they flipped a coin. Giacinto Facchetti called it right, and Italy reached the final through the sporting excellence of probability. Imagine training your whole life to lose a semifinal to the football equivalent of heads or tails. It was so stupid that even football administrators recognized it was stupid. By 1970, penalty shootouts were approved, replacing pure luck with the slightly more skillful luck of spot kicks. At least players got to actually kick a ball instead of watching metal spin in the air. The great Snood Ban. When winter hit the 2010-11 season, neck warmers called snoods spread through top leagues. Carlos Tevez debuted the snood, a black neck tube that made him look like a striker hiding from the weather police. In days, half of Manchester City plus Arsenal playmakers were rocking the snood. Sir Alex called them dangerous, Roy Keane called them embarrassing. IFAB took the hint. In March 2011, they ruled that any fabric loop that could be yanked during a tackle posed a choking risk. So from 1st July, snoods were banned. Ground staff dumped the banned snoods into bin bags, and Tevez even sliced his off with scissors right before kickoff. 6 months after it began, the snood trend was over, the cold still stung, and football moved on. The shirt-off situation. Taking your shirt off to celebrate became illegal in 2004 because sponsors pay millions to see their logos on TV, not some player's torso. Also, refs kept losing track of who was who, and Brandi Chastain's 1999 celebration was still making old men uncomfortable. IFAB declared shirt removal excessive, which is rich coming from an organization that thinks coin tosses are acceptable ways to decide semifinals. Bruno Fernandes is still mad about getting booked for this. The rule applies even if the goal is disallowed moments later, and there's no exception for big moments or emotional outbursts. To this day, it's one of the most universally hated yellow cards in football. The wall invasion tactic. Liverpool's analysts noticed that if you park a couple of strikers right inside the defensive wall, the keeper's sightline disappears, the wall breaks shape, and chaos follows. Barcelona tried the same tactic, everyone copied it, and within a season every free kick looked like rush hour at London Underground. Defenders hated being elbowed aside, and goalkeepers hated discovering the ball only after it passed them. Law 13 was rewritten for the 2019-20 laws of the game. Now, whenever a wall has 3 or more defenders, every attacking player must stay at least 1 meter away until the kick is taken. Step inside that exclusion zone, and the referee stops play, hands the defending team an indirect free kick, and your brilliant set-piece routine turns into a turnover. The change restored clean sightlines for keepers, gave defenders their personal space back, and forced attacking coaches to invent something fresher than stand there and be annoying. Triple punishment reformed. The triple punishment was peak football cruelty. Penalty, red card, and suspension for 1 foul. It was like getting expelled, grounded, and having your PlayStation taken away for the same homework violation. 1 mistimed tackle, and the match was practically over. Fans hated watching games die after 20 minutes because Sergio Ramos mistimed a tackle again. After a string of high-profile send-offs, pressure peaked, and IFAB changed Law 12 in 2016. Now, if a defender is clearly trying to play the ball, the referee awards a penalty and shows a yellow, not a red. Grab a shirt, shove, handle the ball, or lunge wildly. And it's still a red, so Sergio Ramos still got sent off after 2016. But at least most matches stay 11 versus 11, and keepers can dive at a striker's feet without gambling their next weekend. Gijón fix. Group 2 at the 1982 World Cup ended up a maths puzzle. Algeria had shocked West Germany 2-1 and then beaten Chile, so a German win over Austria by exactly one goal, for example 1-0, 2-1, or 3-2, would let both European teams go through while Algeria went home. Horst Hrubesch scored in the 10th minute. After that, the match slowed to a crawl. Side passes, back passes, keepers dribbling in circles, anything except taking a shot. Spanish fans in Gijón booed, waved white handkerchiefs, and one German supporter even burned his own flag. Algerian television urged viewers to switch off. Many did, and a few aimed kitchen plates at their screens first. The reaction was huge. Newspapers called it the Discrace of Gijon. FIFA could not punish the teams, but it could fix the timetable. Starting with Mexico '86, every final group match kicked off at the same time, so no team would know the score it needed. The Hand of Gaul. November 2009, World Cup playoff, France against Ireland. Extra time, score 1-1 on aggregate. A long free kick drops into the box. Thierry Henry cushions it on his forearm, taps it with his hand again, then rolls the ball across for William Gallas to head into an empty net. 2 handballs, 1 goal, Ireland out. Irish fans roar. Their parliament drafts protest letters. Even neutrals feel cheated. France stays quiet. FIFA quieter. The uproar is so loud that video replay lands on FIFA's agenda just 4 months later. VAR finally gets approved in 2016, with Henry's double touch opening every slide deck as the case study. Now referees can review the same crime in high definition from 6 angles and, sometimes, still miss it, only more slowly. The Bosman Revolution. Jean-Marc Bosman was a mediocre Belgian midfielder who changed football forever by being really good at lawsuits. RFC Liège blocked his free transfer to Dunkirk because apparently owning players forever was totally normal. Bosman took them to the European Court of Justice, which sided with basic human rights. The 1995 ruling killed transfer fees at contract expiry and scrapped foreign player limits within the EU. Suddenly, players had power, wages exploded, and clubs had to actually convince players to stay, instead of just refusing to let them leave. Free agency was born, and football economics would never recover.